Hey my loves, and welcome back to my channel. So today I really want to share with you how I create my content, particularly my Instagram content. I think I've done a little video before about the equipment and stuff that I use for my YouTube, but I haven't really delved into like how I actually create the content that I post like on Instagram. I've had a couple of messages from people like asking me specifically how to do like my close-up eyeshadow shots and things like that. And I'm not like gatekeeping the information or anything, so I really want to like just share it with you. I personally love watching videos of people like sharing how they create their content, the equipment that they use, the lighting they use, all these different things, because then we can help each other like better ourselves and our content. So I think to start off with, I'm going to talk about my Instagram content. So when it comes to just your general makeup Instagram picture, there's not really a lot that I can share with you apart from the fact that I have this incredible light. This is actually I think it's called the YongNuo Light. I just got mine on Amazon. It's not super cheap, it's not extortionately expensive either. And I just have it sitting on a tripod right in front of me. Just make sure that it's not like angling down. You want it to angle like straight on, so it takes all of the shadows off of your face and it just makes the makeup and everything look amazing. Then I actually have this little remote control for your phone. So I can't remember where I got this. I'm sure I just got it off of Amazon. But you basically just turn it on and then it's like hands-free, so that you don't have to obviously like use a timer, press it to take your pictures. I'll make sure that I link everything that I'm talking about in the description box. So this is really, really handy, just so that obviously you can get all of your positions. You just get to know like your angles and things like that. So there's not really a lot that I do when it comes to Instagram, just makeup pictures. I don't edit my pictures anymore. I used to use Facetune and smooth my skin and all of that, but really on my page I'm just trying to showcase what real makeup looks like, and especially when we're using our phones now to create reels and things like that, you can't really hide it. So there's no point putting a picture up where you've got like the smoothest, most ridiculous skin that you've ever seen and that you have extra blended and smoothed your eyeshadow and things, and then when you're showing it in a video it's going to all show up anyway. So I don't really tend to edit those pictures anymore. Whenever I'm on my Instagram story, I do like to use filters in LightRoom. So I don't know if you've ever heard of like a preset in LightRoom. You can actually buy like pre-made filters if you like, and they're called like presets in LightRoom, and you just download them in there and you have like so many different options. It just like, I don't know, if you're taking a picture of your coffee in the morning, you want it to have like an autumn vibe, you can get like autumn presets and it just like changes the filters. So essentially it changes the colours. That's the only thing really that I use to edit these days, and that's more so on my Instagram story, just to create like a nice look. It's not really to like change my skin or anything like that. I don't tend to use the Instagram filters, again, just because I think we can get into a bit of a trap of then using them all the time and forgetting what real skin looks like and what real faces look like. I've noticed as well that some people use those filters when they do their makeup tutorials. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't want to see a smoothing filter on your skin when you're trying on a foundation, because then how am I going to know how the foundation is going to look on me? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's kind of as far as I go with my Instagram pictures and then pictures on stories. But when it comes to my reels, I actually just use my phone. So I've got the iPhone 12 Pro, pretty sure it is. It's got the 3 cameras at the back. And then I use my YongNuo Light. And that is all I use for reels. The way that I actually create them is I go into my stories, I use the hands-free option. And then before I get started, I'll have a little think of, what I want my reel to look like. Do I want it to be a before and after? Do I want it to be a tutorial style? So for example, if I'm doing like a tutorial style, I only want to show really quick little snippets. Like with a reel, it's got to be quick, otherwise you lose people's interest. I've tried doing ones that are a minute long. They don't tend to do as well. People like no more than 30 seconds really. If you go a bit over that, fine. I always do when I'm doing tutorials, just because I just have loads of bits that I want to add in. But you want to try and make each little portion of the video like quick and snappy. So I would do, I don't know, say I've got my foundation bottle and I want to do like a cool little look of like the foundation like coming down my face here. So like that would be one little clip. So that's all I'm filming. So I don't have like an hour of footage to like cut and go through. I only like take the snippets that I actually want to include in my reel, if that makes sense. It makes the editing process so much quicker and easier, and I can't believe I didn't do this sooner, because unlike like when you're using your camera and filming a YouTube video, you're obviously filming just the whole hours or hour and a half content, and then you have to go in and cut everything, whereas reels is just so much easier. I mean, you can just edit the reel as you go along. Personally, I prefer to film it all, then I will tell you about the app that I use to edit it at the end. I just find this so much easier, and then I will find my audio afterwards. Kind of depends on what reel you're trying to make. If it's a before and after and it's for a specific sound, you might want to create it, you know, in the reel section of your app. I really hope that this makes sense. But then, okay, so we've got a little foundation clip. Then the next one might just be me like patting with my beauty blender or my foundation brush, showing that, you know, it's all smoothly on, lovely, whatever. As you know, you keep going through the makeup steps, you're just going to show little snippets of the makeup steps. And then I use an app called InShot, and it is amazing. So then I will just go in. Obviously you need to save these videos as you go along. Make sure you save them, because sometimes I've like forgotten to save one and then I have my full face on and it's really annoying. But then going to InShot, you can just add in all of those clips, and then once all of those videos are in, I can just trim each one and then obviously just create it in the order that I want. You can add like cool transitions and you can add text and stuff in there if you want to. Most of the time I don't, I keep it quite simple. Sometimes I just think a quick snappy tutorial or like a little tips video. I am noticing actually that with reels, I don't think tutorials do as well, which is why I'm determined to kind of like create more on my YouTube of those kind of longer tutorial style videos, because I think really Instagram, as much as I want it to be an education platform, it is an entertainment platform at the end of the day, and I can try and educate as much as I want. But I think YouTube is probably a better space for that. And I've noticed that reels that do really well, you use like really popular sounds. So you can check on each sound, like how many people have used it. If it has like, if it's in like the 50,000s, the 100,000s, whatever, if it's like a viral song, use it, because it really does help get exposure. You can actually just have a little flick through the reels portion of your Instagram page to see what comes up on your explore page and what people are really liking. Before and after transitions of like makeup before and afters do really well. I don't know, just obviously using the viral sounds and things like that. Just trying to come up with really cool, quick, snappy ways of creating that content and putting it out there, I think does really, really well. But again, it's really, really simple to create a reel because you can just use your phone. You can use your camera if you want to try and get fancy, but then you're going to have to upload it into Final Cut Pro or iMovie, whatever you use, and create it that way. And I just think it's a longer process, and actually I can make reels so quickly and easily. And what I tend to do actually is I will batch record. So recently I actually have a batch of like a load of different makeup tips, right? So I've broken it down, like the makeup tips, into kind of each area of the face that we're working with. So I've managed to create, I think, 6 or 7 quick reels within one like set of filming, like 1 hour to 2 hours or however it was that I was filming. And then I could just quickly edit all of those, and then you've got 6 or 7 pieces of content. It's a really, really good idea to get into reels, and it is really the only way that you're going to grow on Instagram these days. You need to always use the new features and everything that they're using. Just talked about reels for like a million years. So let's talk about my eyeshadow pictures. So I have like 2 different eyeshadow content pieces that I use. I use the eyeshadow videos, which I'll pop here so you can have a little look what I mean. And then I also have the stills of my eyes open and then closed, you know, showing the eyeshadow in the picture, which I'll also show you. But eyeshadow videos, I'm literally using the back camera on my phone. I have a mirror in front of me, the light in front of me, and I literally hold it like this and like obviously like zoom in just so I can see in the mirror in front of me what I'm doing. And then you can just hold it down obviously on the side of your phone to like take the video. And that's it. That's literally how I take the eyeshadow videos. So that's really, really simple and easy. But when it comes to the eyeshadow pictures, they're much higher quality because I use my camera. So what I do is I use my same light. I don't have any other fancy lights. I just use the YongNuo Light, and I use my camera. So it's the camera that I use to film my YouTube videos on. It is the Canon DSLR 750D. I can't remember for the life of me what lens I've got. If I remember, I will pop it in the description box, because I'd say the lens is actually more important really than the camera. And I've changed lenses a couple of times and it really does make a difference. But literally all I do is put my face right up to the camera, put the flash on, take a picture literally of just my eyes with like no expression, just open, literally like staring like that. I look mental. Take the picture, and then in the same position I will take another picture with my eye closed, I have another remote actually that I use for my camera, which is amazing. Pretty sure I just bought it along with the camera, which obviously makes it easy to do it hands-free. And I will take quite a few of those at like different kind of angles with different lighting and just seeing which one I prefer. So then when I upload it to my computer, I can have a little look which one I want, and then I just airdrop that to my phone. And once I have those 2 pictures on my phone, I go into this app called Layout, which you guys are probably aware of. It's quite a popular one, I think. But it's one where you can create like collages. I just pick the option where it's split into 2, and then I pop both of those pictures in there and then just zoom in. Just zoom in, so then all you can see is the eyeshadow and then the eyeshadow with the eyes closed. I save it. It is that simple. Sometimes I may need to brighten the picture a little bit if the lighting hasn't been as good that day. I live in the UK, so it really does depend on how sunny it is outside. Like right now I'm really relying on my lights because it's, what time is it, 4:30, and it's already getting dark. It is the winter time, hence why I've got my little fire in the background. But yeah, we really do obviously rely on artificial light, and it doesn't always come out exactly how you want. So sometimes I will go into LightRoom and just add a little bit of brightness or change the highlights and shadows and things like that. Most of the time I really try not to edit the picture. Sometimes if the light has caught the lash line where the lashes are, I will add a little bit of black just to make that look a bit more seamless. But I'm really trying these days not to edit it too much, because I just think it's not really showing you guys what's achievable if all I'm doing is editing it and then not telling you that I'm editing it, if that makes sense. If you do need to change tones at all or add any black into your lash line or anything like that, Facetune is amazing for that. So I do have Facetune on my phone for that purpose only. Or if, you know, I've got a Halloween look and a lot of the time you do need to edit certain things and that, if you want to change your eye colour, all of that, you can do that within Facetune. But I'm really trying to step back now from editing, so I don't have that many kind of editing apps on my phone anymore, to be honest. The ones that I've spoken to you about are the ones that I use all the time. Alright, so we've spoken about Instagram. That's pretty much how I create my content, and then how I schedule it and plan it is I actually use an app called Unum, but I know a lot of people use Planoly. It doesn't matter which one you use, it's a scheduling app, they all do pretty much the same thing. And you can import obviously your current Instagram feed, so including all your reels and everything. Unfortunately you do have to get the paid version in order to see the reels in there as well, but I mean I do it, it's not that much. You like pay I think a certain amount a year, and it's not a lot. So for me it's really worth it, because as much as an aesthetic feed isn't everything, a messy feed just gives me the ick. I just can't help it. So I'm a little bit of like an organised freak when it comes to things like that. So I try and make my feed look as aesthetic as possible, but with actually giving content that people want to see, because at the end of the day there's no point having an aesthetic feed and putting stupid posts that no one wants to see. Do you know what I mean? So you have to get the balance right. But it's amazing because then obviously you can just plan all of them within there. I then draft everything in Instagram. So I normally create my content on a Monday and a Tuesday. On that Tuesday evening, I will then draft everything in my Instagram. So it's all saved in there, including all of the captions. So then when it comes to the day where I need to upload, if I'm out and doing things, if I'm with my friends, whatever, I don't have to think. I just go into Instagram, and at 5 or 6 o'clock, whenever I want to upload, I click upload, and then that's that. When it comes to creating video content, YouTube is obviously a really important space in that as well. I am back on YouTube now. I took a break for a long time because it is a lot of work creating YouTube videos. The editing takes a lot longer. The description and everything takes a lot longer uploading. Even setting up your space and everything to film is a lot more effort than actually just doing Instagram stuff, because I do like to use my camera. I mean, right now, I kind of want it to be more of a relaxed vloggy style, so I'm using my phone currently. I mean, how amazing are phones now, right? I'm using my front camera, and I think the quality is actually really good. But the majority of the time when I'm doing a makeup tutorial, I will use my Canon camera. It is sitting on a tripod. I think what I'm going to do is I will actually show you the setup that I have right now. Okay, so as you can see, I'm sitting right here. You can see where the light is in front of me. This is the light that I have behind me. Pretty sure it's just a newer light from Amazon. So now that I've turned you around, you can see that this is obviously my backdrop. It's just my dressing table. I don't, I mean, I have a really good sized room, but this is the only place really I think where I could create an aesthetic-ish backdrop. It's always nice to have it pretty clear really. I mean, I've got shit around here, but that's okay. And with my little lights, and then obviously having something nice on the TV can just make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I have my light shining at the back, because actually when you have the light just shining on your face, it can make the background look quite dark, and it just really lifts a video, I think. Then this is just where I sit. Obviously I have all of my like staple makeup products and everything just sitting right here to make it really easy for when I film. This is actually what I use today. I have a little like mirror and everything that I normally use. Then this is the tripod that I had you guys on. I will make sure that I link this. This is amazing, so handy, and you can make it like super tall or super short, whatever you need. And I use this obviously for my phone all the time. This is the light I was talking to you about. It is so bright, like unbelievable. Let me demonstrate to you how amazing this light is. So this is with the light on, right? This is with it off. Can you even see my makeup at this rate? No. Look how light the background is now. And then once I turn this on, it's just such a beautiful light. I honestly can't recommend it enough. Now my lens is actually naturally quite zoomed in, so I have to pop this camera a little bit further back. Just have it on this tripod. Now one of the best things that I invested in was actually this lead that goes from my laptop all the way to my camera, because it actually acts as my viewfinder. So if I live view shoot, there we go. And you can see that I can see myself, and obviously it's super far away right now, so I do need to bring that a little bit forward if I'm going to use it, but just to like give you the gist. And then that is just how I record, and then when I need to stop, just stop like that. Super easy. If I want to take a picture, I will normally just use my remote control, but I can also take a picture. Comes to edit, it is a little bit more long-winded to edit a YouTube video, because you also just need to go over it quite a few times and rewatch it and things like that. But I use Final Cut Pro, which I find like really easy now to use. It was a bit more complicated in the beginning because I did start off with iMovie, which worked really well. Final Cut Pro just gives you a few more options, to be honest, although I don't feel like I really utilise those options. I keep my YouTube videos pretty simple. I tend to focus more on the content of the videos rather than spending a lot of time editing, because quite honestly I don't really have the time. I have my own business and stuff as well. This is just what I do on the side, so generally I don't have time to sit and edit for a full day. So I normally can edit in about an hour or two, and like upload and schedule. That's what I tend to do. Is I again will like bulk film videos. So I've already filmed this makeup tutorial today and filming this video, and then tomorrow I will spend, you know, a few hours just editing it, scheduling it for the Wednesday and Sunday uploads, and that's kind of how I work it. I am by no means an expert when it comes to editing, believe me. If I'm able to do stuff like this, I promise you can. I've watched a lot of different YouTube videos, I've tried lots of different things, I've tried so many lights, so many cameras and equipments, and do you know what, just a good old iPhone is pretty much all you need. Particularly these days, because the camera quality is so incredible. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to chat to you guys about, because that is pretty much all of the content that I create. I really hope that this video made sense, and that it helped you guys in some way, or gave you an insight at least into how I create all of my pictures and videos and things. If you did find it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of that really does support my channel, and I really appreciate it. I do upload every Wednesday and Sunday now. She is going to be a consistent queen. Putting it out there in the universe, she's going to be consistent. Really hope you guys have a great week, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.